Today I have for you 5 of the easiest ever hacks using dollar spot items from Target. So let's get started. All right, so for this DIY, we're going to take one of these little kits that I got at the Target dollar spot for $3. It has this little, like, almost like a little tray, but it's meant to be hung. So we're going to remove the little hooks from the back and the little tiny little wood pieces. And then we're going to give the inside of the tray just one coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. We are looking for just a little bit of like contrast with the decor that we're going to put on it. So we're not looking for full coverage, but just if it's a little bit of like a whitewash, I'll be happy with it. And then we are going to add some color to some of the pumpkins that came with it. I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum milk paint. This yellow mustard color is beautiful. I've used it several times. We're just going to do one coat, and it's actually kind of watery, but we're actually going to be removing some of it. As you can see, I have a little wet rag. You like my very clean wet rag? We're going to do the same thing with this other color. These colors are beautiful. This is another one from Rust-Oleum milk paint. And again, just removing the excess, just giving it more of a wash of a color. And then the same thing with the third one. And we're just going to do it with the white chalk paint. And again, just remove the excess paint so that we can see a lot of the details and almost wood grain to it. And then we're going to do the same thing with the Hello Fall little wooden sign that came with it. We're going to do the top in the yellow and the bottom in the blue. And now it's time to put everything together. We are going to start hot gluing the larger little pumpkin to the bottom left-hand corner of the tray. And then we are going to then place the blue one right next to it, but a little bit higher. And then the white one is going to go on top of it. So we're going to kind of do like a little 3D little vignette of these little pumpkins. And we're just going to hot glue that one right on top of it. We're also going to be adding like a little faux vase. I guess it's not a faux vase, it's a real vase, but it's not a vase per se. To the right side of the tray there, you see that little like bottle. It's like a little plastic bottle from the Dollar Tree. So I just placed it there, just kind of see where it's going to go. We're going to hot glue it to the right side of the tray. And then the Hello Fall, as you saw, I did hot glue it towards the top. I'm also going to use these florals, or actually some jute twine first. And we're just going to wrap it around a couple of times and then just tie a very simple knot. You know, I like things simple. These are the florals I'm talking about. I got these at the Target dollar spot as well. They were $3. We're actually going to use quite a bit of them today. We're just going to use a little branch of a pick, and we're just going to place it right inside, keeping it simple, so easy. I told you it was easy. Just a little bit of paint, removing the excess, and just hot gluing that little faux vase there on the right side. And look how stunning and cute this looks. The next DIY, we're going to use 2 of these little arrow signs that I got at the Target dollar spot. They were $3 each, and we are going to tear them apart. Just remove the little arrows. And I thought I can salvage the stick in the middle, but they broke, so I had to toss those. But sticking with the same color scheme, we are going to paint 2 of them in the bluish color from Rust-Oleum, then 2 in the yellow and 2 in the white. And we're going to do the same thing. Paint and remove excess paint so that we end up having like a color wash on each and every one of them. And if you can tell, I have some pointing one way, some pointing the other way. That way, when I place them on a oh my gosh, a piece of wood that we are going to be bread nailing them to, that way they're facing in opposite direction. So as you can see, again, not looking for perfection, just adding one light coat of each color, and then we are going to remove it using the same clean rag that I used earlier. This piece of wood is a 1x2 that I have had for a long time. I mean, I think my kids are drawn it on one end to be honest. It's been laying around, but it was a perfect size, and I'm just gonna stain it using a glaze by Rust-Oleum and let that dry. It's getting their gray tone. Kind of makes it look, I don't know, like it's been around, it's been aged. Then using my Cricut, I'll cut out several phrases or words like pumpkin patch, campfire, caramel apples, just different things that all just are just fall themed and related. And I'm just going to start placing one in each arrow.
Places all at once.
I'm going to sand down a little bit of this stick just because it seemed like a little bit too dark for what I was looking for. So I just sanded it down using my electric sander, and now it's time to place the arrows right on it. And I'm just going to have a pattern with the colors and then making sure that each arrow is facing in opposite ways. And I'm going to attach them using brad nails, and these are 1/4 inch brad nails. And are they 1/2 inch? I think they were 1/4 inch brad nails, and then of course my Ryobi brad nailer. And look how stunning this looks. Obviously, the arrow sign was meant to be used in this way, but I think using 2 of them and making them your own and using your own color scheme is perfect and a great addition to any home decor. This next DIY is the easiest yet. You're going to be like, what? I don't even know if it's considered a DIY. But these little jars came 2 in a pack, and they are meant for oil and vinegar, but we're going to use them to make a little arrangement. So I opened one of them, and I'm just going to leave the little, like a little top of it just hanging to the side because I think it looks cute. And then I'm going to use some of these Dollar Tree stones and start filling about 1/4 of the jar. And the ones that didn't fit, of course, I just left out. But and then I'm going to use some of these florals again from the Target Dollar Spot, and I'm going to start kind of layering them one in front of the other, and I'm going to use 2 of them, and I think that was sufficient because then we're going to use a Dollar Tree pick that had like these little pumpkins, and I'm going to start snipping the little pumpkin branches off of it, and I'm just going to start placing them in there where I see it will look neat. And it came with 3 of them, so that was perfect. I like doing things in 3s, so I placed them one higher than the other, and I think it turned out absolutely stunning. What a great way of using this little jar that was meant for something completely different, but adding some inexpensive florals and some stones just took it to a whole different level. Love it. For this next DIY is another easy one. I'm going to take this beverage container from the Target Dollar Spot. It was only $5 and it's actually a really good size. And I love the matte black that it has on it. I cut out the phrase pumpkins 25 cents in a decal using my Cricut, and I'm going to place it towards the bottom right of the container. Then I'm going to start filling it with all these little shopping bags because we need to fill them up. You could use foam, like floral foam, but that's going to be a lot of floral foam. So using bags and then using some of this like packaging paper, you know, the one you get like on Amazon and stuff. So that way you won't see the bags. Then these little fabric pumpkins, I say little, but they're actually a pretty good size. They were $3 each at the Target Dollar Spot. We're going to use 3 of them. 2 of them actually fit in the container. The third one, I had to place one of these leftover stems from the florals right underneath, and then I'm just going to place it right on the back, and that way it has height, but it's not going to fall on me. It's going to stay nicely secure because of that stick. And then I'm going to take some of these Target Dollar Spot pumpkins. These have more of a brownish tone. They feel like faux leather, but they're really just foam. And I'm going to take several of them. I'm just going to start placing them here and there, as well as these picks from the Target Dollar Spot. I tore them apart and I'm just going to place them here and there. And I just started playing around with different styles. Like I even grabbed a pumpkin that I think I got at Hobby Lobby, a little white one. and I just placed it there. So I'm just kind of making sure that I like what I see, and I'm trying to avoid hot gluing. So none of these pumpkins are hot glued, which I really love. But look how stunning this looks. This look like it's straight from a boutique somewhere, and I love it. For the next DIY, again, another one, it's so easy. I'm going to use this $3 wooden pumpkin. It also brought these stencils that I thought were pretty cute. We're going to keep them for another project. We're going to remove the portion of the top, like the little string, jute twine string, but we're going to remove it very carefully because I do want to reuse it again. Once I had it removed, I am going to give it 2 coats of that beautiful blue from Rust-Oleum Milk Paint.
Dancing as one. You and me are moving. Make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one.
Once it was dry, it's time to just stress it a little bit because it has that beautiful black tone underneath. So I'm just going to focus on the edges and a little bit here and there on the center because we are going to make look a little pumpkin, just a little pumpkin sign that you can place on a wall somewhere. I'm going to take this magnolia leaf that I already had on a pick. It was left over. I'm going to hot glue it towards the right side of the pumpkin. And then I'm going to cut a couple of these little branches from this Target dollar spot pick, and I'm going to start placing them facing one each way. And we're just going to make a little arrangement here on the top of this pumpkin using hot glue. And then we're just going to start adding a little one of those pumpkins that, again, from the Target dollar spot right in the center. These little yellow something or other, I'm not sure what they're called. I got them at Walmart during the summer season, but I thought the yellow would look really great to just add a little bit of pop of color. So I'm just going to place 2 of them, one longer than the other. And then these little acorns and little pine cones, I got at Hobby Lobby in a huge little packet. Brought a ton of them. I'm just going to hot glue several of them as well as a larger pine cone from Hobby Lobby just to kind of fill it up and just add a little bit more texture. We are done with this one. Basically, we're just going to put back that little jute string and screw in the little eye hooks, and that's it. This one turned out so beautiful. I love the color. That color is just stunning, and it just brought everything together. It's like a vignette now that everything is just cohesive, and I really love the way it turned out. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, but mine would have to be the little arrow sign, but then very closely the pumpkin bucket. I think that one really love, but everything looks so beautiful together. I love it. If you are visiting for the first time, welcome. I hope you consider joining our YouTube family, and I hope you enjoy the video. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I am going to have a playlist here with tons more of inspiration for you. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.
Make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing.